Iran and the United States have reported progress in their ongoing nuclear talks, with both sides describing the second round of indirect negotiations in Rome on April 19, 2025, as constructive. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi noted that technical experts will continue discussions in the coming days, with a third round of talks scheduled for April 26 in Oman, mediated by Omani officials. A senior U. official, cited by the Associated Press, confirmed very good progress in Rome and the plan for follow-up talks. The negotiations, led by Araghchi and U. Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff, aim to address Iran's nuclear program and potential sanctions relief, though core disputes remain, particularly over whether Iran can maintain a civilian nuclear program or must dismantle it entirely. The talks follow a first round in Muscat, Oman, and come amid heightened tensions, with U. President Donald Trump threatening airstrikes if no deal is reached, while Iran warns it could pursue nuclear weapons with its near-weapons-grade uranium stockpile. Second round in Rome concludes with progress. On April 19, 2025, Iran and the United States concluded their second round of indirect nuclear talks in Rome, mediated by Omani officials. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi described the discussions as useful, and noted that both sides agreed to task technical experts with drafting a framework for a potential nuclear deal. A senior U. official, quoted by Reuters, reported very good progress during the talks. The framework aims to address Iran's nuclear program and potential sanctions relief, with a third round of talks confirmed for April 26 in Oman. Key points of discussion: Italian media, cited in posts on X, reported that Iran is willing to reduce uranium enrichment levels but refuses to dismantle its nuclear infrastructure or alter its missile program. Below is an expanded summary of additional reports on the Iran-US nuclear talks as of April 19, 2025, focusing on recent developments, challenges, and perspectives from various sources. These reports build on the progress reported in the second round of talks in Rome and the planned third round in Oman on April 26, 2025. Additional reports on Iran-US nuclear talks: technical experts engaged for framework development. Following the Rome talks on April 19, 2025, both Iran and the U.S. agreed to task technical experts with drafting a framework for a potential nuclear deal. According to a New York Times report, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi emphasized that discussions will focus on setting maximum uranium enrichment levels, limiting Iran's nuclear stockpiles, and establishing verification mechanisms, such as reinstating International Atomic Energy Agency (IAEA) inspections. The U.S. has not publicly confirmed these details but acknowledged very good progress through a senior official. This step indicates a shift toward technical negotiations, though Iran's refusal to dismantle its nuclear infrastructure remains a sticking point. Iran's stance on enrichment and infrastructure: Italian media outlets, as cited in multiple X posts, reported that Iran is open to reducing uranium enrichment levels, currently at 60%, near weapons grade, but firmly opposes dismantling its nuclear facilities or altering its missile program. This aligns with Araghchi's statement that uranium enrichment for peaceful purposes is non-negotiable. Iran's insistence on maintaining a civilian nuclear program contrasts with earlier U.S. demands, voiced by National Security Advisor Michael Waltz, for complete dismantlement. However, U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff has suggested flexibility, stating the administration's red line is preventing weaponization, not necessarily eliminating all enrichment. U.S. internal divisions and policy shifts. The New York Times highlighted divisions within the Trump administration. Critical analysis: the progress in Rome and the commitment to a third round in Oman suggest a mutual desire to avoid conflict, driven by Iran's economic woes and the U.S.'s preference for diplomacy over war. However, several factors could derail talks: Israel's influence, Netanyahu's push for dismantlement and threats of unilateral strikes pressure the U.S. to adopt a harder line, potentially alienating Iran. U.S. domestic politics: Trump faces criticism from Republican hawks for appearing to soften on Iran, which could limit his flexibility. Iran's hardline stance: Iran's refusal to compromise on enrichment or missiles may force the U.S. to either accept a limited deal or walk away. External actors: Russia's support bolsters Iran's position, while European allies, France, UK, Germany, sidelined in these bilateral talks, may complicate multilateral coordination if a deal nears. The claim of a negotiation halt due to non-nuclear issues, mentioned in an X post, appears exaggerated or false, as no major outlet corroborates it, and both sides have confirmed ongoing talks. Similarly, The Guardian's report on Iran's rejection of uranium stockpile transfer lacks confirmation from primary sources and should be treated cautiously.